I'm Kristen, a dating and relationship coach, and I help women to embody their values so that they get what they want in love. And today I'm going to be talking to the feeling of, can I ever find anyone as good as my ex again? If you're a woman and you've gone through a breakup, you might be feeling this where you work through the last relationship, you really wanted it to work, you put your heart into it, because underneath there was that fear that if this doesn't work out, will I ever find anyone as good as him? So if you can relate to that feeling, this video is for you today. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 reasons why it may feel like you'll never find anyone as good as your ex, but it's really not true. So if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe so you can get more videos. And if you like this video, click like below so that you can help other women to find free content like this. So you wonder if you'll ever find anyone who could know how to make the eggs the way that he made for you, or to talk to your dad the way that worked in your family, or that knew how to cheer you up at just the right moment. A lot of times when we're going through a breakup, our mind can start spinning about, oh, I love this about him. Oh, I miss this about him. Oh, these memories. And it brings up tears. It brings up that longing feeling. And it's really easy to fall into that belief that if not him, who would be another person that would be as great as that experience I had with him? Well, I want to share 5 different things to think about if you're in this place. So number 1 is usually time investment creates a bond with whoever we're with. I'm sure you've experienced this in lots of places in your life. If you've gone through ups and downs with someone, if you've had shared memories, you've had investments in each other, it's going to create a bond. And so sometimes when we've had that bond with someone over time, even if there were reasons why we didn't line up, maybe our values didn't line up, maybe our way of life didn't line up, maybe we just realized that we were healthy or having a good connection with each other. But when the relationship's over, it can feel like, oh, but we were so strong together. You know, we had this in common. I felt so comfortable with him. I don't want to start over and try to get to that comfort level with someone else. Maybe you can relate to some of these things. But I want to say that if you were able to create that kind of bond with this person, it's great evidence that you're just as able to create a great bond with someone else. And even better, someone that you line up and match with in the lifestyle that you want to lead going forward. The next thing I want to say is that when you're really lonely after a breakup, it can feel comforting to reminisce about the memories you had together with this person. And when we reminisce, when we're feeling bad, we kind of want to go to that positive place. So we can start to think about like, well, oh, that thing was so fun. Or I remember I laughed at that joke, that inside joke that we had. And what we can start to do when we're feeling bad after a breakup is we start to idealize things. We start to go into a bit of a fantasy mode about who they really were. And so it can extra cement into our minds, and it can put us in our mind, how are we ever going to find a person, like this fantasy person that we have created in our mind, when the reality is we won't, because we're creating a fantasy in our mind. The third one is whenever we get together with someone in a new relationship, we have all kinds of hormones and chemicals going off in our body. We have happy hormones and oxytocin and dopamine, and we can feel really good in a relationship. But as well, when we break up with someone, that loss of them starts to create stress hormones in our body. So we feel more pain, we're likely to get sick, and we already feel bad emotionally because of the breakup. And so what can happen is we tend to want to think, oh, if we can relieve this by going back to the person. There's a part of us chemically that's like we want to be with them. It's no other person's gonna solve that feeling. We can see how it would feel like they are the answer to us feeling heartbroken. The next one I want to share is common mostly in relationships that were not healthy. Maybe you were in a toxic relationship. And we know this because sometimes the idea of you not finding someone as good as your ex actually comes from your ex-partner, because maybe throughout the relationship they said things like, you'll never find anyone as good as me, you have it so good now, aren't you lucky to be with me, like no one else is gonna want you. And sometimes those thoughts can be playing in our mind. We actually started to believe them. when in reality, the partner was probably using those things as a way to keep you, as a way that when you do break up, that he has some kind of power to hook you back in because you're still believing that he is the best thing that ever happened to you. And so if you find that that's been your situation, it's really good to get clear about many other good types of men out there that are available to you. And lastly, holding on to our ex and thinking that they're the only one that we could ever find that would be right for us can lead us to fantasy thinking and actually be a protective strategy from keeping our heart from getting heartbroken again. Believe it or not, we can think of that, oh, if I just were back with that person. Yeah, the process of fixating on that other person can actually create us a block from opening up to new possibilities of men. Men that could be more emotionally available, men that could be a better fit for us, men that could go into deeper intimacy. And sometimes if that's scary for us, we can fixate on our ex because it keeps us stuck there versus opening up to new possibilities. So if that's you, it's really good to think about, how can I explore what is the fear that I might have of intimacy, and what kinds of growth and healing might I need to do to be able to open up to possibilities of men. So if you're in the place where it feels impossible to think about opening up to someone other than your ex, I want to say that while it might feel that way right now, there are almost 4 billion men on this planet, and the likelihood of you meeting a man who is a better match for you, that lines up with your values, that you feel safe and bonded to, is very likely. If you are a woman who finds herself often saying, well, where are the good men? Where do I find someone? If there's so many men on this planet, like, why can't I find one? I have great news for you, because this upcoming February 2022, I'm going to be hosting a 3-day challenge called Find Good Men Challenge. And this challenge is going to be a process to help you actually come up with several good matches by the end of the week, so that you will start to see the good men out there, find them, and start connecting with them right away. If that sounds interesting to you, click on the link in the description below, and I would love to see you there. All right, my friends, until next time, here's to living life in love. Take care.